This place was probably not only the dungeon of where Vlad Dracula, who was obviously the most famous character, was imprisoned. It was also a place where Turkish soldiers of the Ottoman Empire were also imprisoned, and maybe other local leaders as well. So I've spoke about Dracula a lot, but I've not really spoke about anybody else. So I'm going to tell you a story now. In here, and this is cruelty at its finest. So I'll show you this now. So in here is a well, and that is incredibly deep. Like, obviously, without the cage there, they probably got the cage there for safety reasons, because they don't want people off the public jumping down there and committing suicide, because that is pretty deep. You'd be dead straight away if you fell down there. So the story is, Turkish soldiers who surrendered in battle to the Hungarian Knights, they were said to have been imprisoned here for a very, very long time, many, many years, probably decades. And what happened, the Hungarian leader, one of the main knights, he said to him, he said, right, what we're going to do, we're going to make all of you Turkish people dig a well, because we need water. Like, the castle is pretty far away from a clean water source, like a river or a reservoir or whatever. And we're sick of getting our horses, everything else, going all the way into the countryside. We're sick of bringing the water all the way back. So what they did, they got the Turkish, slave labour pretty much. They said, right, the only way for you to be free is dig a well. We want you to dig a well throughout your entire imprisonment, however years or decades it may be. So they dug it. The Turkish dug it. And they were digging and digging and digging, and they dug that far deep. And that's bloody far. They were digging for years. And they said to them, they said, right, we found the water. They said, come on, Hungarian Knights, we found the water. We're sick of digging down there, and we're sick of digging down there. We found the water, let us go. And the Hungarians laughed at him, and they killed him. They chopped him up. So they said, we're done with you now, we got the use out of you, free labour, you've done the stonework, you've done the digging, you've been sweating your back off for years and years and years, you found us the water, chop, 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 you're dead. The Hungarians killed the Turkish, and one of the last breaths, one of the Turkish soldiers, as he was being murdered, so a prisoner who'd been enslaved for years and years and years, digging and digging and digging this very deep well, his last words were, you don't have a soul. It's what the Muslim said to his Christian overlord, because the promise was broken. They weren't freed. After all that digging, they were killed.